Hi, I'm Heather Graham. This is Then and Now with Flow Space. Okay, so, this is my first acting job ever. And it happened to be with Kirk Cameron that I had a huge crush on at that time. It was the TV show called Growing Pains. And he had 3 dates to a dance. And I guess there was a blonde, a redhead, and I guess I was the brunette. I don't know. But it was a very exciting moment in my life. I did get asked back to do another episode, which, you know, I don't think I was playing the same character, but I felt very excited. They called me back, you know?
It was the best show in the 80s.
Oh, it was so good. Okay.
You were listed as uncredited in Twins. So who did you play?
So basically the whole premise of the movie Twins is that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito are twins and that they were brewed in the science lab they put all these different male sperm into this one woman, and she has this baby of the twins. And I'm a quick, you know, I have no lines, but you see that I am the mother. Part of this experiment. Yes, but it's part of, you know, it's, if you want, you have to maybe go back and rewatch it, but it's not a large role, but I was in it. Ooh, okay. Twin Peaks. This show has a lot of fans because a lot of people talk to me about it, and I played Annie Blackburn. And I also had a huge crush on Kyle MacLachlan at this time. So it was very exciting to get to work with him. I love the show. And I love David Lynch. You know, it was great to work on a TV show with him. And he actually got me started transcendental meditation, which I've been doing my whole life. So it was a great thing. Okay, so I actually made it onto the poster of this movie. Pretty exciting. Swingers. Yeah, so this movie was made for $250,000. If you can imagine that. Most movies are made for, you know, millions. So we made this movie for no money before any of these people were famous or successful. And then it became a hit, which was so cool. Okay, so this is Boogie Nights. I don't think I'm actually in that photo. Here's me in the scene that I did with Julianne Moore, which was a really great moment to get to work with her. She's amazing. I played Roller Girl. That was a wonderful movie to work on, to get to work with Paul Thomas Anderson and all those great actors who pretty much all of them went on to do just amazing things. And it was a really great creative moment in my life.
Roller Girl was kind of such a sexual role too. Did you ever feel like you were getting pigeonholed into certain types of roles?
I mean, this was a moment where I decided to play a sexual role, and it really helped my career so much. So it was kind of strange because in some ways, you know, I did feel like people then started to see me as that character. But, you know, I was having a hard time getting jobs. So at this point, I was just excited to be getting a job.
Did you know how to roller skate? That's the most important question.
No, I didn't. And so I had to take roller skating lessons. In Beverly Hills, there's this parking lot. So if I ever drive past it, I just think about how that's where I learned how to roller skate.
Yeah. Can you roller skate today?
I can, but it's really hard. It's actually kind of dangerous. I had a stand-in, and she basically she had to wear roller skates, and she was like falling over because she didn't get any classes before it. So she was like tripping and falling over all the wires. I mean, you're wearing it on a set, so there's lights, there's wires. But luckily, I knock on wood, did not fall over or hurt myself doing that. No, but it is a great character to get to play a character called Roller Girl and to just never take off your roller skates. Like, I knew when I read it, like, this is so cool. Lost in Space. This was like a big budget studio movie, so that was fun. I got to live in London for 6 months and, you know, get to work with like William Hurt and Gary Oldman and Matt LeBlanc and, you know, Mimi Rogers, all these cool people. And yeah, it was a special effects movie. So basically you're sitting on a set and you're looking at things that aren't there. You're like, you know what I mean? And there's nothing there. It's a lot of green screen, but no, it was great to be in a big budget studio film.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, Austin Powers. A lot of people, this is what they, you know, remember me from. And so I'm really grateful to be in a movie that so many people, I think they're still watching it today. But yeah, Mike is so funny. And Jay Roach, great director. I got to wear these amazing costumes, like this crochet. I think I was in like hours and hours and hours of fittings. And I remember the costume designer saying, the more hours you put into this, the more you're going to get out of it. And I did get to wear some really incredible costumes in that. Oh, okay. Okay, this is my favorite TV show ever. Sex and the City. I've watched every episode so many times. Probably memorized certain moments, but I got to do a cameo in Sex and the City. Hi, I'm Heather.
Heather Graham, I know. I love you. I'm Stanford Blatch.
Oh, sorry, Heather. This is Carrie Bradshaw.
Carrie Bradshaw, really? My friend Nadia was in that episode. She played my friend in the episode, Nadia Dejani, and she was friends with some of the writers. And I also was good friends with Willie Garson, who died. It's very sad. But I got to meet Sarah Jessica Parker, who I'm a little bit obsessed with, and she was so nice. And I was asking her, how do you wear these high heel shoes? They're so uncomfortable. Like, aren't you in pain? And then at the end of the day that I worked on it, she gave me a free foot massage gift, which was like
I thought
extremely.
she gave you a foot
No,
massage.
she did not give me a foot. That would have been cool too. No, she gave me like a free massage certificate to this like foot. It was like a foot massage place where they give you like reflexology. It was really great. I mean, I'm obsessed with this show. This show meant a lot to me as a woman, just watching movies and television, just seeing these like single women, just having these fabulous lives, feeling good about themselves, and just like not feeling like, oh my God, you have to immediately get married or else, whatever. This was like about women feeling empowered, enjoying their lives. That's what I loved about it. Okay, yeah. So I did one episode of Arrested Development. Wow, you have so many photos. These are really cool. I would love to keep these. Yeah, and I got to work with Jason Bateman. I love this show. And it was amazing to work with all these talented people. I played a weird teacher. Okay, it's Alien Love Triangle. It's me as an alien. I'm covered in green. I have a bald head. And basically, Kenneth Branagh was married to Courtney Cox in this. It turned out to be like a 30-minute movie made by Danny Boyle. So basically, I'm an alien from another planet. I come back to get my husband, who's actually a man living in the body of Courtney Cox, who's married to Kenneth Branagh. And he doesn't realize that he's married to like an alien and that she just looks like a human woman, And so I come back because Courtney Cox is my husband. And she's kind of a jerk, though. So it ends up that me and Kenneth Branagh end up falling in love together.
Oh, my God. I could not have guessed that from...
I know. It's crazy, right? Okay. This is a Christmas movie I did on Netflix that actually, I think 75 million people watched. But it was fun. It was sweet. To be honest, I don't really like Christmas. And so this is all about a woman that doesn't really like Christmas. But then it turns out that she starts to like Christmas. So it actually, it made me like Christmas more, actually. A little more. I did not like it at all.
So 0%.
Now I feel like it's tolerable. This is a recent movie that I just did called Place of Bones, where I play a pioneer woman protecting my daughter from some outlaws, looking kind of tough. Yeah. Okay, here is...
What are you eating?
I'm eating meat.
Oh, okay. It's not a person,
What am I
right?
eating?
It's not a person.
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
Okay, so then here is the movie that I directed, Chosen Family, which I got, luckily, Julia Stiles, Thomas Lennon, John Brotherton to be in, and it's really fun to get to direct a movie. It was really cool.
Do you feel like you have more power when you're in the directing role, or do you love it all?
It's slightly torturous and also very fulfilling. It's a mixture of like, why am I doing this? Is completely torture and then also completely so fun.
You've been in a lot of roles where you've played, for lack of a better term, the hot girl. What has been one of the craziest, shocking, or maybe most sexist things that someone has asked you?
I feel like in the past, if you were, sexy, people would just kind of, it was almost like a double-edged sword, like, oh, you're sexy, but then therefore we can't, really treat you with like respectfully. Kind of like the Madonna whore complex, right? It's like, oh, you can't be sexual and super intelligent and powerful and sweet and vulnerable. I feel like, people who didn't know me, because everyone who knows me, like I actually grew up like being like an honor student, but they'd act like, oh, you're so pretty, so you must be dumb, and it was really just kind of, I think, the culture being very sexist. The time that I was coming up, that people looked at sexuality in a slightly like, on one hand, it was, you got a lot of attention for it that was in some ways positive. And then on the other hand, it felt like there was like a double-edged sword to it. Whereas I feel like now people are a little bit more like, oh yeah, she's sexy. That's great,